I'm a pilot on the Chesapeake. I sail the charted waters. I know where all the rocks and shoals are. I know where the channel's deep. I know the buoys and beacons, the bridges and the high lines. I've worked this bay for 30 years. I can sail it in my sleep. My name is on the blackboard up in the dispatch office, like my dad's and all before him, back before the age of steam. When I bring a loaded tanker on the flood tide up to Baltimore, from the shore young men are watching. It's still every bayman's dream to be a pilot on the Chesapeake, to sail the charted waters, to know where all the rocks and shoals are, to know where the channel's deep, to know the buoys and beacons, the bridges and the high lines. I've worked this bay for 30 years. I can sail it in my sleep. When I ride out on the pilot boat 2 miles beyond Cape Henry, we'll call my inbound vessel and ask him for a lead. It's tough out there on station when the winter gales are blowing, and you have to climb a ladder in a rough and a rolling sea. To be a pilot on the Chesapeake, to sail the charted waters, to know where all the rocks and shoals are, to know where the channel's deep, to know the buoys and beacons, the bridges and the high lines. I've worked this bay for 30 years. I can sail it in my sleep. I was on a downbound bulker in a gale off Tangier Island when a wind gust took our radar down. We were blind for an hour or more. The captain started praying when I yelled, "Let go the anchor!" When it cleared, he nearly fainted. We weren't a quarter mile offshore. But I'm a pilot on the Chesapeake, to sail the charted waters, to know where all the rocks and shoals are, to know where the channel's deep, to know the buoys and beacons, the bridges and the high lines. I've worked this bay for 30 years. I can sail it in my sleep. Yes, I've worked this bay for 30 years. I can sail it in my sleep. The next song is called The Tug Thuban. When I was a younger man, which means about 59 and a half years old, I decided that it was a good idea to try to work on a tugboat, which had been a dream of mine for many years. And when I had the opportunity, I took it. My tug career did not last long. It was a lot more physical than I thought it was going to be, but I got a good, what I hope you consider a good song out of it. Excuse me 1 minute while I move this over a bit. When I was young, I used to have all these memorized. No longer. Come all you dry land sailors, and listen while you can, as I sing about a tugman's life on board the old Thuban. She tows from Vineyard Haven her barges round the coast. Of all the tugs I've seen and known, I love Thuban the most. To labor as a deckhand, believe me, it's no sport. The working hours are much too long, and the time to sleep too short. You're on deck or in the wheelhouse, in rain and sun and snow. Then you try to sleep when your watch is done and the engine throbs below. Well, you're not an ocean racer or a beauty of the deep. You're just a little tugboat who's got to earn her keep. You taught me about the tugging life. You taught me about me. My blessings on you both, Thuban, fair sky and peaceful sea. Well, you'll get to know New Bedford, where she brings her barge to load, and the Crooked Woods Old Passage where the buoys mark out the road. Nantucket, Boston, Newport, she might call in there as well. If the yacht club types don't like her looks, they can all just go too. Well, you'll get to know the weather, and it isn't always nice. The summer sun will scorch the deck, and with winter comes the ice. The southwest breeze that cools the Cape will make you pitch and roll, while the northeast gales of winter time will freeze your very soul. Well, you're not an ocean racer or a beauty of the deep. You're just a little tugboat who's got to earn her keep. You taught me about the tugging life. You taught me about me. My blessings on you both, Thuban, fair sky and peaceful sea. But you'll have those beautiful evenings when the sound is like a lake. There's not a wave on Buzzard's Bay, it's like frosting on a cake. The golden sky is glorious till the daylight's finally gone, and the little tug goes about her work as a million stars look on. So here's to you, bold Thuban, as you sail the sounds and bays, not glamorous or romantic or designed to win men's praise. just a rusty little tugboat, hauling barges here and there. Godspeed to you and your gallant crew, may your winds be always fair. Well, you're not an ocean racer, not a beauty of the deep. You're just a little tugboat who's got to earn her keep. You taught me about the tug in life, and you taught me about me. My blessings on you both who ban fair sky and peaceful sea. My blessings on you both who ban fair skies and peaceful sea. How are we doing for time here? Next song is a little bit offbeat. It's called In Praise of Rodents. And in these days of COVID-19 and pandemics and the search for a vaccine, I think it's pretty important that we remember all of those wonderful laboratory animals who are dedicating their lives and happiness and families and whatever else to making us humans, put us in better shape than we were around January. In Praise of Rodents. Come, learned friends who live in hope, and listen to my story about those hero volunteers that you'll find in a laboratory. They have 4 feet, long tails and squeak. Don't think of them as vermin. They're essential to the search for cures. Future medicine will determine. Lum diddly I dum dum diddly I dum dum diddly I doodle I day. It's a lucky break for humanity. Mice and rats are close relations. We need their help to test and plan for medical innovations. Alas, their little lives are short. We hope they die contented to know their genes are put to work and human cures invented. Rum diddly I dum dum diddly I dum dum diddly I doodle I day. Now chromosomes and DNA are well beyond my knowledge, with my gentleman C in biology from my freshman year in college. But I read about science whenever I can, and I'm filled with admiration at the job our rodent friends all do in labs around the nation. Rum diddly I dum dum diddly I do, diddly I doodle I day. Now when the Danes came to Ireland to plunder and to pillage, their horrid rats did chase the cats from every town and village. Disease and plagues on every hand left a terrible reputation. The rodents of today will make amends for their ancestors' depredation. Rum diddly I dum dum diddly I dum dum diddly I doodle I day. All hail to you, brave beasts of science, to allow without complaining the probing and the poking, all the testing and the training. Rodent and man will overcome COVID-19's deadly voodoo. Keep the good work up, 4-legged friends. No one else can do what you do. Diddly I dum dum diddly I dum dum diddly I doodle I day. dum diddly-I dum, diddly-I dum dum diddly-I doodle-die day. That was In Praise of Rodents. How'd that sound? Good. All right. So we don't run. No, we're doing pretty good for time here. We had the good fortune a number of years back to be able to take an Alaska cruise, which was absolutely beautiful. We were with a bunch of crazy Irish musicians and dancers from Boston, which made it even better. But we pulled into Juneau, Alaska, and first thing we saw was a beautiful little statue of a doggie. So making some inquiries, we found out that the doggie's name was Patsy Ann. She had passed away many years ago, but she was kind of the official greeter of the city of Juneau. And I thought, this is too good not to write a song about it. So this is dedicated to Patsy Ann, and the song's name, believe it or not, is Patsy Ann. I'll sing you a song as a dog-loving man of a lovely bull terrier by name Patsy Ann, who resided in Juneau, not far from the pole, where the weather is rainy and quite often cold. Good old Patsy Ann, heart of gold Patsy Ann, we'll never forget you, our bold Patsy Ann. Now her hearing was poor from the day she was born, but her face was as fair as a bright summer morn. Her life cheered the city she knew and loved best, no doggie known better throughout the Northwest. Good old Patsy Ann, heart of gold Patsy Ann, we'll never forget you, our bold Patsy Ann. Patsy dearly loved ships, and they swear this is true. She'd go down to the dock when a steamer was due, where she'd wait for the ship, still an hour away. How she knew it was coming, no human can say. Good old Patsy Ann, heart of gold Patsy Ann, we'll never forget you, our bold Patsy Ann. When the ship was tied up and the gangway put down for those coming home or to visit the town, the first one to greet them sitting near the big flag was Juneau's own Patsy with tail all a wag. Good old Patsy Ann, heart of gold Patsy Ann, we'll never forget you, our bold Patsy Ann. If the ship passed on by, bound for some other place, Patsy jumped in the water with a smile on her face, paddle round barking madly as the vessel passed by, and 3 blasts on the whistle was the pilot's reply. To good old Patsy Ann, heart of gold Patsy Ann, we'll never forget you, our bold Patsy Ann. Well, she did this for years till old age came her way. 'Twas down in the Union Hall Patsy left us one day. But the city remembered, and today you may see a fine statue of Patsy sitting down by the quay. Good old Patsy Ann, heart of gold Patsy Ann, we'll never forget you, our bold Patsy Ann. You may sing of your lassie or bold Rin Tin Tin, those fine dogs of fiction and all of their kin. But for sweet loving kindness and affection for man, no canine can equal Juneau's own Patsy Ann. Good old Patsy Ann, heart of gold Patsy Ann, will never Patsy Ann, heart of gold, Patsy Ann. We'll never forget you, our bold Patsy Ann. I'll do one more. Before I do the last song, which is called the Cape Cod Canal Cantata, which is part of a choral piece that I wrote for the New Bedford Sea Shanty Chorus, directed by Tom Goo. Of course, the Sea Shanty Chorus, like every other choral group in the world, is on hiatus pending the disappearance of the pandemic. Before I start to sing this particular song, I'd like to thank the Sandwich Arts Alliance. I'd like to thank Kim. I would like to thank Cape Cod Fire for sponsoring all of this. And I would like to extend special thanks to Manx, our sound man, who has made me feel very welcome and comfortable here. So we're going to take off on the Cape Cod Canal Cantata. One thing I would mention is the second chorus mentions some tugboats, and these are all actual tugs that have transited the canal recently. Sing low and sing high for the Cape Cod Canal, with her ebb and her flood never ceasing, to the blue of her depths and the green of her banks, and the view from her bridge is so pleasing. On a warm summer day you can sit by the shore and enjoy all the sights the canal has in store. Inboards and outboards, sailboats galore, and it costs not a penny to watch them. Sing low and sing high for the Cape Cod Canal, with her ebb and her flood never ceasing, to the blue of her depths and the green of her banks, and the view from her bridge is so pleasing. There are tugs by the dozens, you'll have a fine view. Treasure Coast and Cape Lookout, Barry Silverton too. Their crews all so proud of the job that they do, when their towing lights cheer up the darkness. Sing low and sing high for the Cape Cod Canal, with her ebb and her flood never ceasing, to the blue of her depths and the green of her banks, and the view from her bridge is so pleasing. A car ship heads east from up Davisville way, like a huge box of steel she will transit the bay, so immense and so silent by night or by day, and her pilot to keep her from trouble. Sing low and sing high for the Cape Cod Canal, with her ebb and her flood never ceasing, to the blue of her depths and the green of her banks, and the view from her bridge is so pleasing. Sing low and sing high for the Cape Cod Canal, with her ebb and her flood never ceasing, to the blue of her depths and the green of her banks, and the view from her bridge is so pleasing. Thanks again, and hopefully we will see you at some point.